Hi, my name is Mandy. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys and my new setup. If you saw my video on building my shelves, you'll know we have built-in shelves now. Aren't they so pretty? Anyways, a couple weeks ago I did a video on the unread contemporary / historical fiction on my shelf, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the unread sci-fi and fantasy. This list is bigger. Don't know what to tell you. I buy a lot more fantasy and don't read it, apparently. The purpose of this video is to show you guys what I have that's unread on my shelves, and hopefully you guys have read some of these and you can tell me which ones are worth it and which ones are not, and I can weed out some space on my shelves. As I mentioned in my original video about the contemporary and historicals, I will not be mentioning the books that I recently hauled in my birthday haul video because I haven't read any of those, and you can check out which ones are in that one anyways. We got a visitor. Welcome, Evie, to this lovely video. A lot of people already know this book. I mean, I've seen the movie, but from what I hear, the movie is extremely different from the book. So, I don't know. The next book that I have is War Storm by Victoria Aveyard. This is the 4th book in the Red Queen series. I've read the first 3 and I started reading this one, but it was right after Evie was born, and I would try to read while I was nursing her because that was the time that I had, but without fail, every single time that I tried to read while nursing her, she would start flailing her arm. She knew. Somehow she knew that I was trying to sit down and read a book, and then she wouldn't let me. She does a little something like that now, except now she just climbs into my lap when I try to read. Next up, I have a series. I believe the first one is The Girl in the Steel Corset by Katie Cross. You also have The Girl in the Clockwork Collar and The Girl with the Iron Touch. I found these each for $1, and I believe, I honestly don't know anything about these, but I know they are a steampunk novel. Around the time that The Infernal Devices was coming up by Cassandra Clare, that one is a steampunk novel, and there was a hot second where there were a bunch of steampunk novels being published based on that hype, and these ones were published during that time. And that's literally all I know about it. Next up, we have Jessica Rules the Dark Side by Beth Fantasky. This is the sequel to Jessica's Guide to Dating on the Dark Side. I read this one years ago, and I don't remember anything about it, but I wanted to see what happened next, so I bought the sequel when it came out, and I tried to reread the first one, and I couldn't get through it, and just saying this right now probably means that I need to just get rid of both of them if I'm never going to read them. I don't know. Next up, I have Ink Death by Cornelia Funke. This is the 3rd book in the Inkheart trilogy. I read the first 2 when I was a young lass. I honestly think that I couldn't have been older than a freshman in high school when I read them. And because I know I have to reread the other books before this, I've been dragging my feet for years. Let's see, what year did this book come out? 2007. I've been dragging my feet for 12 years. My next book has no dust jacket, but it is Rapture by Lauren Kate. This is the 4th book in the Fallen series. There was another hot moment there where all the publishers were publishing Fallen Angel stories. It was right after the vampire craze, and this series was part of that. I read the first 3 and really enjoyed them. Never got around to picking up the 4th. Well, the 4th wasn't out by the time that I read the first 3, and so I didn't get a chance to read it. I found it at a bookstore a few years ago and figured, why not check it out? Not that I have read it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to ever pick them up. Should I just get rid of it? I don't know. Next up, also by Lauren Kate, we have Teardrop. and Waterfall. These are in a series about someone who can turn into water, I think. I bought them because I knew the author. They were at a thrift store and that's all I got. Okay, looking at this, there is an ancient myth about a girl who cried so much that she created the sea, and a girl feels like her heart's been broken after she loses her mother. Not feels, her heart has been broken, and it says she's going to learn that's more than just a story. I don't know. The description did it a little more justice than I just did, and honestly I don't think I'd ever actually read the description, so I am slightly more interested in reading this now. Then we've got Fire by Kristen Kishore. This is the sequel / companion novel to Graceling, and that one is very popular on BookTube. I bought these ones around the same time. It wasn't exactly the same time. And I knew that Graceling was so beloved, and so before I even read that one, I bought the second one, and then I wasn't a big fan of Graceling. So here I am, I'm stuck with this book. Not stuck, but I have it, and I don't know if I want to keep it. Have you guys read it? Is this one better than Graceling? Or should I just give up? Hi, Abby.
Hi.
And we've got Snow White and the Queen of Mayhem by Melissa Lemon. I picked this one up I was at a writer's conference many moons ago. One of the publishers that showed up at the writing conference had a table full of books you could grab, and I picked it up. That is the extent of my history with this book. Interesting. A little blurb on the back. You can't go to the market. I can't let you leave the orchard. Why, Uncle? Because nobody can know about you. Ooh. Then we've got Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I know this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and that's all I know about it. I did recently buy the sequel. Maybe I'll have the same problem as I did with Graceling, where I bought both of them and have no desire to read the next one. I don't know, but I've got it. Next up, I have Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. The copy that I bought online did not have a jacket, which kind of bums me out. I'm honestly will probably end up getting rid of this one and buying a new copy at some point, but for now, this is what I've got. This is a sci-fi series that is beloved on BookTube. From what I read the first 100 pages a few months ago and put it down, and I'm honestly not sure if I want to pick it up again, but I have it in case I want to. It's told in a mixed media format through text or interview transcripts and emails and all these things. At the beginning of the book, there was a huge incident at a planet that was not actually supposed to be mined, and a rival company of the mining company attacked. That's what I can remember, and now everybody is stuck on these 3 ships trying to get to a point where they can get to other civilization. Did I do that any sort of justice at all? I don't know. Then we have Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. This one I know is a Peter Pan retelling, but I think based on the title that it focuses more on Hook. I love Peter Pan. It is one of my favorite stories, and I was excited to find this one because I do love Peter Pan retelling so much. I will see how this one goes. Next up, I have The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. This book came out a few years ago, and I remember seeing it at Costco and being surprised that I hadn't seen it anywhere else. I mean, it's Stephanie Meyer, so you'd think that there would be some kind of buzz around her book, even if everyone does not like Twilight. My husband is a chemistry teacher, so he decided to get it for me because of that, and it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. I think I just need to suck it up and read it. It was a Valentine's Day present. Then we have Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. This is another one that I found in a thrift store. It was $1, and from what I understand, it is a Red Riding Hood retelling. And that's all I got for you. I'm not going to take next ones off the shelf because there's too many of them, but they are right here behind me. This is my Rick Riordan shelf, and while I have read all of Percy Jackson, I read all of the Heroes of the Olympus, I have not read any of his other series, and my husband has. That's why we actually have all of them. I probably wouldn't have bought them otherwise. And I have the intention of reading them eventually. We'll see when. Then we've got Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I think the reason why I haven't read any of these books must be because I know nothing about them. I know nothing about this book other than it was written by Laini Taylor, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed it. And then also by Laini Taylor, we have Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. These are part of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. Basically, from what I remember, you have a girl who is connected to the devil world? Well, there's devils and angels in this world, and she's connected to the devil part, the demon part, I guess that's the better way to put it, and she doesn't know much about it. She doesn't know about her past. And that's all I can really say without spoiling. I read the first one and I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. And I was pregnant at the time and I just never finished the second one. This is the second one. I started reading it and lost interest. So it's a wonder that I picked up Strange the Dreamer at all. Then we've got Endlessly by Kiersten White. This is the third book in the Paranormalcy series. In that series, you have a girl named Evelyn who works for the Paranormal Containment Agency. And she's really spunky, she's got a pink taser, but she finds out that the agency may not be exactly what she thought they were. And the series kind of goes from there. I think I got halfway through this and just lost interest. I don't know why, because I really enjoyed the first two books. I probably just need to pick this up and suck it up and read it without rereading the first two, because who's got time for that? And then we have And I Darken, also by Kiersten White. This is another series that I believe was based off of Ivan the Terrible. And then we have Pegasus by Robin McKinley. Robin McKinley is known for writing Beauty, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that I enjoyed in the past. She's written quite a few other fairy tale retellings, but I haven't read them. I know she has one that's like a King Arthur retelling, I think. Most of what I know about this one is that on people's birthdays, they receive, or on a certain birthday, I don't know, I guess it's when they come of age or something, of a certain age, they get a Pegasus for their birthday, and it is their companion. And I'm not sure where the conflict comes in, but a girl gets a Pegasus. I also have The Ruby Circle by Rochelle Mead. This is the last book in the Bloodline series, which is the sequel series to the Vampire Academy. And while I enjoyed the first few books, I feel like the series was just going to places that I didn't necessarily care about. And I read up until the 5th one. This one's the 6th one. And the 6th one wasn't out yet, and so I had to wait, and I don't know if I'm going to read this one, but I found it at a thrift store. Story of my life. Story of this video. Don't know if I want to read it, but it was $2, so why not grab it? Fill up my shelves. I have such a hard time doing that, as you can see. Next two I have are Hollow City and Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. These are the 2nd and 3rd book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I read the first one, got this one right here, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it so much. And I guess I was just kind of saving the last two, or these other two. But now I found out, I thought that the series was done with these 3, and it's not done. So I don't really want to pick them up until the series is completed. So I've got them. Who knows when I'll read them though. I'm not so sure if I want to read this one anymore though, because I picked it up because the Paranormalcy series was upbeat and light, and I thought that this one would have a little bit more of the same style. But I recently read another book by her that was a Frankenstein retelling that was not fun and upbeat. And since this one is based on Ivan the Terrible, I can only guess that this one's going to be violent and not fun. The last three that I have are also in a series, and I have The Fifth Wave, The Infinite Sea, and The Last Star, all by Rick Yancey. These are in the Fifth Wave trilogy. There was a movie that came out a few years ago. I got the first one as a Christmas gift from my brother-in-law the first Christmas that I was married, and it has been my plan to read them. It just hasn't happened. I should probably make an effort to read this book. Yeah, I should. That's it. We did it! So thank you so much for watching. Have you read any of these books? Are they worth it? Are there some that you think I just need to throw in my donation pile right away? Are there some that I was talking about getting rid of that you think I should just keep? I was thinking about doing try a chapter tag with some of these books. If you have any of them that you really think I should try a chapter with, let me know. I mean, I'm not sold on keeping or getting rid of any of these books. I'm pretty middle of the road. So let me know. I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, feel free to click subscribe. You can also follow me on my social media, which I'll link down below. I hope you're having a great bookish day, and I will see you next time. Bye!